Okay, so this is a video response to the Mount Vernon Kids video on what characters need their own ongoing series. Like him, I picked 6 characters, 3 Marvel, 3 DC, and of course we're going to start with Marvel, and the first character I'm going to talk about, as you can tell, is Beta Ray Bill. Beta Ray, he's always been a favorite character of mine. I feel like he's so misunderused these days. Like, we saw him in Thanos Imperative, but what else have we more or less seen him in? I mean, the dude's as powerful as Thor, and he's even got a new. He's even protecting his race. He's recreating it with a female of his race that Galactus created. So why can't we see? That's actually a perfect story for a perfect jumping on point for making an ongoing series for a character. Him recreating his race and protecting it in a hostile galaxy, because the Marvel universe is. The Marvel galaxy, at least, is very. It's rough. That's all I got to say about that. And it could be about him just being a ruler. Like, I guess he becomes a ruler or protector of the new race, of his new race. Him trying to deal with that, and him trying to stay on Earth, helping Thor and the others. That's my thought. I mean, I've always thought he's had miniseries here and there, but I really think he's very deserving of an ongoing. I mean, as much as I hate to say it, how about using the Thor hype to get an ongoing series out of Beta Ray? That would actually work. I think that would work. That would actually work pretty well. So, more or less, I think that would work. I think this could actually really work. So now we're gonna move on to another character that's she's on a team now, and I think she's also deserving of an ongoing role. And that character would be Melissa Gold, aka Songbird. As you guys know, she's my favorite female Marvel hero. I just think she's just cool as her powers, at least. Like, she can manipulate her sound her sound energy like a Green Lantern ring. I've always thought that was cool. So, and I think she's very deserving of an ongoing. I mean, she's made herself more popular in the Marvel universe. Even like Steve Rogers has said that she can become an Avenger. So, and she's on Thunderbolts. She's she's leading it alongside Luke Cage. But personally, I think I'd like to see her leave the Thunderbolts and do her own thing, and maybe like protect some city or something. I don't know, like, Florida doesn't have any superheroes. She could come down to Florida and protect, like, I don't know, Tampa or Orlando. Florida has no outside of Man-Thing. We don't have anyone guarding our cities. So at least not to my knowledge. Anyway, back to this. Yeah, I think she could be an interesting character. I think we don't really know much about her family. I think it would be interesting to tackle something with her family. Her, like, talking to other, like, being like a mediator to other villains, like asking them why they did this or this and that. That's just my thoughts on it. The other thing is like, I just feel like she's very deserving. Like, I think she needs more recognition. Is what I'm saying of why she needs an ongoing. Like I said, she is powerful. I mean, her powers are not. She can manipulate her powers. Like I said, with like Hal Jordan's ring. So, she makes for a very strong character. But she's already on the Thunderbolts. Who cares? If Wolverine can be on X-Force, New Avengers, and X-Men, and still have a solo series, I think she can leave a team for a while, and do her own thing. But we're gonna move on. And speaking of teams, we're actually gonna move on to a whole team itself. I don't really consider this cheating, but I think this whole team needs an ongoing series, and those guys would be the Inhumans. Yes, I think the Inhumans should get their own ongoing series. These guys are like now they're only used in Marvel's cosmic stuff, and even then those are like limited series. Those are like miniseries. So why can't they're a very well developed character. They're all well developed characters. They're all pretty powerful, and they've gone through some major changes. So I could totally see the Inhumans getting their own ongoing. I mean, we now have Medusa's ruling. There's a lot of there's a lot of tension in the royal family. I could totally see them, like, Attilan gets destroyed, and they all have to go to Earth. They all have to just live on Earth now. And I think if they would actually, like, work with the X-Men or something like that, that's how I would make the Inhumans the Inhumans. That's how I would write them. Something like that, like them trying to adjust to life on Earth, or them as, like, they're asked by the Avengers to be, like, a guarding point. Like, Attilan is, like, a guarding point for, like, the first line of defense against anything, like, like a cosmic threat. Like, they're the first. Like, Steve Rogers asked them to be, like, the first line of defense for Earth. And you can't really say no to Steve Rogers. So, that's another way I could write it. They're also, like, Black Bolt's dead, so bring him. I could probably bring him. How it should be is, like, Black Bolt comes back, him in charge of the royal family again. Is he? I don't know if he is still, if he came back or not. I don't know if he's back yet, but that'd be the thing. And I know it's not one character; it's a whole team. But I really think this is a team that doesn't get a lot of credit, and they're very, like, they're very underused, other than cosmic stuff. But if you've read any of their stuff, like the War of Kings or the Secret Invasion stuff, which I recently read, that was great. That was really great. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was those are very good, and this proves to me that they can hold their own ongoing in anything, either any way how it could be written. That's all up to the writer. But more or less. But now we're going to move on to DC, to another guy. This guy's favorite character of mine from one of my favorite DC characters. And that's Lobo. Yeah, I think Lobo desperately needs a new ongoing. I mean, now that he's, like, back doing more stuff in the DC universe, like, he's on Rebels now. Excuse the noise if you can hear it. This mic picks up a lot of stuff, but anyway, getting back to this. I just totally lost my. Anyway, Lobo. There we go. Lobo's been on. He's back in the DC universe. He's on Rebels. So why can't he have his own ongoing again? Like, maybe, like, Brainiac. Vildrax could probably, like, send Lobo on his own private missions. And like I said, he's already, like, he's on the Rebels now. Well, if Wolverine can have, like, if Wolverine can be on a shitload of teams and still have an ongoing, like, his own solo series, I'm pretty sure Lobo can do the same thing. Like, he could even do, like, his own Black Ops stuff. Like, Vildrax sends him to do stuff that the rest of the team doesn't have to deal with it. And Lobo's if you guys remember back in the 90s, Lobo was everywhere in the DC universe. He had miniseries. He beat the shit out of Santa. He was everywhere, more or less. He was just all over the place in the 90s. He was, like, more overexposed than Deadpool. And I found that very funny. I just, like, it would definitely have to be an adult-rated. It would have to be an adult-rated book. And also, let's not forget the 2-part miniseries that was created by Scott Ian from the guitarist from Anthrax. Let's not forget that, people. But getting back to this, I think this could be a really workable ongoing series, but it has to be adult. It would have to be an adult series. There is no way it could be watered down, because, dude, it's Lobo. You can't make Lobo not kiddie. I mean, maybe a teen-rated book, but definitely have to be, like, mature. That's all I'm saying. Alright, moving on to Starfire. Starfire, yes. I think this is another character that's very deserving of a ongoing. specifically think that she can hold her own. I mean, she's been on Titans, she's also on Rebels, but I think she's also deserving like of her own ongoing. I think she's grown up to that point. Her character's grown up to that point, so I could totally see her working as an ongoing. Maybe like I don't remember because I read somewhere that the Tamaranians are gone. Like she's the last one left. I don't know if that's true or not, but last time I checked, that they're like Tamarines are either extinct or an endangered species, or like they're mostly gone. I can't remember. If someone can correct that for me, I'd be very appreciative. Because I don't really remember. Because I read somewhere, oh, like they're gone, or oh no, they're still alive, but there's very few of them. Could someone clarify that for me? Anyway, getting back to this, I think she could be like a cosmic character, like her going around in space, doing her own space adventures. And maybe bring back her sister. I don't think they haven't done anything with her sister Blackfire. I even think she's dead. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've kept up with Titans, so more or less I'm a little out of the loop. But if they can start fresh, like her doing her own thing, like either on Earth or in space, it works like that. Or her leading a small group, her overwatching the Titans or something like that. But I think Starfire is very deserving of an ongoing. Start out like, even if people are a little meh, start out with a mini series and see what happens. But I think she could hold her own in an ongoing. I mean, she's strong enough. She's a strong enough character. And lastly on my list is none other than Lex Luthor. That's right, guys. Lex Luthor. I mean, what's been happening with Lex in Action Comics? This proves to me that this guy can make his own, hold his own ongoing. And plus, if all the other Superman characters can have their own if they can have their own ongoing, we've got Superman, we've got Superboy, we got Supergirl. So, and Batman has all the other Batman characters. There are plenty of Batman characters that have their own ongoing. So why not have another Superman character that's more or less about a villain? I mean, like I've even said that you could probably make this best as like making it a reverse Iron Man, like make it an evil Iron Man series. That's how you could do it. I could see him taking on heroes, villains, anyone. As long as all I gotta say is Paul Cornell. Paul Cornell, tongue tied there. Paul Cornell needs to write the series. That's the only way I'll read it. If it's not, because I'm spoiled, Paul Cornell really knows how to write the character of Lex Luthor. I'm just not on the ball today. But yeah, what's been going on with Action Comics, this proves to me that Lex Luthor could hold his own ongoing, and you don't need Superman that much for it. So there's that. But I think he's very deserving of it, even though he's a total bastard. I'd really like, and it's funny too because Paul Cornell's. At first I really didn't like the character of Lex Luthor, but now with the way Paul Cornell's writing him, it's like he's a real bastard, like he should be. Because I don't, as you guys know, I don't like characters who hide behind like a mask, like oh we're good, but we're behind the scenes we're evil. No, I just want to see you evil. That's what Paul Cornell's writing him like. He's straight up evil, and he proves it. So, that's my list. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Hope you guys like this video response. And these are my characters I would choose to get, who would get an ongoing. And I'm out.